like, oh, I hit live, and then it said, like, we're already a minute in. And that video is literally 7 seconds. So it's probably just us sitting here being nonsensical.
That's per usual. The first
That's pretty huge.
couple minutes at least.
So with that, welcome to a caller. I am Corey. He's Michelle. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
Oh, good. You?
Oh, good. I had I was going to say startling, but not really. A confusing email from Amazon saying that they were going to recharge me for an item that I had previously sent back because they claimed that they didn't receive it. So when you're not working, that is like the most terrifying thing in the world. You're going to take $10 from me?
Yeah,
I only have 12. Yeah, the guy just said it looks like the fulfillment center just never updated the status.
There you go. That's not too bad then.
I'm like, I definitely don't have this.
Yeah.
So just look. It's like it just looked through my orders. I ordered one, it didn't show up. I ordered a second one. Then you can see that I returned the first one because that did show up, and then I returned the second one because it didn't work, and then I bought a different version.
Yeah.
And this is all within like a week.
All within 3 hours of each other.
Yeah. So I'm definitely
classic same day delivery.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Order something at 8 a.m., return it by 2 p.m., order something else, get it by dinner time.
I would absolutely do that.
That would be amazing.
That's like you buy the memory card because you need it for something, and then you bring it home, you use it, you copy that file over that you didn't have, and then you don't need it anymore, so you bring it back that afternoon. Yeah, it didn't work.
I don't know what happened. It must be corrupt or something.
So last week's show, I got the most feedback I think we've gotten out of every show thus far. This is what, 70? This is the 77th episode that we've done.
Yep.
All because the title was "Is Pepsi Okay?" I got a lot of no,
and
it's not.
I mean, I could have told you that.
Like of all the things that we've talked about in the 70-odd years or 70-odd episodes that we've
Clearly,
done,
this is the most controversial. I mean,
clearly,
potentially, maybe the whole cereal milk first or cereal first.
it was is cereal soup was the big debate.
But I thought it was like when you pour the milk also.
Yeah.
You pour it first or second. I thought that one may have drum up a bit more controversy, but no.
That one I think is what
Pepsi
led
okay?
Ryan leave the
not.
show. That's what caused Ryan to leave the show.
Yeah.
I told him I have another one for the next time.
He got a lot of cyberbullying for that one, I'm sure.
I have another potential one of those debates later on when the three of us can convene again. I wouldn't tell him, so I'm not going to tell you.
That's fair.
Like, I'm going to build this up, and it's probably going to be like the least like debatable thing that we've covered in the history of this program.
I am just going to take whatever side Ryan is not on. So put me down for that.
You can be pro or you can be against. I am just opposite.
I am just against whatever Ryan is saying.
What if his is also nonsensical?
Well, then I'll have to take the sensical side of it.
That doesn't sound like you. No.
Gotta get those points,
head.
The points aren't. It's not always.
It's not whose line rules. Sometimes the points matter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You sent me the scores for the Florida Man thing, and I was kind of like, yeah. I mean, a lot of the times I probably would have we would have had the same answer, but where's the fun in that? So I just took the opposite one.
Well, now it's about records. Got to get those stats up.
Record schmeckers.
I guess
that's the
yeah. I think it comes down to, do you want to be right or do you want to say you know a lot about Florida?
Yeah. I just want to disagree with Ryan on everything.
Yeah.
So if that means I lose some points, so be it.
So Falcon and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier
That's right.
Dropped on Friday. What? I'm assuming you watched.
Oh yeah, I was on
Oh yeah, you were up. I
for
saw
yeah for several reasons.
you.
I was
You a
up at
bender,
3 a.m. and
a comic
decided
book fan bender.
decided just why not? I
I'll
mean,
ask your thoughts on the latter though.
I got the answer of why not a couple of hours later when I had to get up for work, but at the time, you know,
It
it
seemed
was
like a good
definitely
idea.
yeah, it was definitely one of those. Oh, that's something for future Michelle to worry about. And past Michelle, that jerk, just let me do it.
So was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier for you at 3 a.m. a good time or?
I I don't know. I I said I was pretty tired, but I'm probably gonna have to watch it again when I'm a bit more all there. Um, but I liked it. I guess it was just I enjoyed the first episode of WandaVision more, but I like this one just seemed like setup, right? Like they're not
Yeah.
they did they even have any scenes together? Like one or two,
No.
just nothing, right? And it was
No.
so this episode was just yeah, it was a little bit of the Falcon story and a little bit of the Winter Soldier story,
Yeah, it
but
was less the Falcon and Winter Soldier, more the Falcon and also Winter Soldier is doing something else.
yeah. And even then it was like Falcon and Bucky,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm, and they set up some storylines that they'll obviously go with. So I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, the first episode was fine. It was a first episode. Are we at what, 9, 10? Do we know episodes?
6.
6. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was it an okay for a 10 episode run or is it really a letdown when there's only 5 more?
Uh, yeah, I didn't realize that it was just going to be 6. I just kind of assumed that it would be in that standard like
So did I until I
10.
saw like the next ad that said this like 6 episode
The next ad's like
event.
we're halfway there.
Yeah. 25% done.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like I'm interested to see what what are the bad guys called? Hand maidens?
Um
Something hand
flag smashers?
flag bearers? Flag smashers.
Yeah.
Something
I-
like that. Um I'm,
Yeah.
curious to see how like what they're gonna play into, and Zemo's still gonna be there, so they have to introduce him soon, potentially
Reintroduce.
reintroduce, but um and like I mean, action wise, I thought it was good. Humor wise, I thought but I think that I think that will get better once the two main characters are together, because I found in the other movies they like played off each other pretty well, and I don't know, like
you'll get a big Riggs and Murtaugh or
yeah,
Lee and Carter when they're together.
yeah, like
Right
this
now
is this is going to be a buddy cop series, and just the first episode they weren't like together yet, so the buddy part wasn't there, and I feel like they don't really have that same sort of rapport with other characters, so it was just like them being themselves, but it'll be more fun when they're together working on stuff.
I saw
Plus
some
the
good-
action will be there when Bucky's actually winter soldiering.
I saw some good comments online about Bucky. It's a given, his history of being I guess he's Soviet, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like that, spy or not, or like hired gun,
Weapon.
hired goons. Yeah, a Soviet weapon.
Hard goods.
And like killing all these people that the U.S. would just like, okay, well, Cap's gone, so you're a citizen now. We'll just send you on some other missions too. Like this guy had his mind controlled for many years by Hydra.
Yeah, like what 70 years or whatever.
Yeah, now it's just like meh, whatever.
Yeah, you think they'd want to protect
And then everyone losing their mind about how when Sam's trying to get that bank loan, and says like the people like Stark never gave him money, and it's like it's pretty well established in the movies that like even Tony says I'm not like when there's Maria Hill says like whatever you they're in Ultron I think it was
I actually just
makes a command. She's just like whatever you say boss, like oh I'm not the boss, and points to Cap saying he's the boss, I just pay for everything.
Yeah.
So it's like you expect Tony to leave them all money. He just, gave them tech, gave them weaponry, gave them a place to stay. But I guess government contracts. People's goodwill is how the Avengers are actually truly financed.
Yeah, and even like government contracts, like the government was trying to stop them.
Yeah.
For a lot of the like second half of the Infinity Saga was the government telling them not to be the Avengers.
Yeah.
But like didn't like Falcon had his job at the VA, his like little group meetings and stuff like I thought that's where he worked as a
maybe it was volunteer.
Could have been.
But also he got dusted for 5 years too, so
yeah, that's true.
They had to rehire.
That's true. But it's all, yeah, like, I mean,
I did like that, though. The guy's he's going through your finances. Well, there's this gap here for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I got blipped.
Yeah, but you know, that's what happens when people die.
That, 3 billion people came back. Like, you're back now. I'm sorry.
Like, they all have a gap.
Yeah. You're not unique here.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, that's another thing. Like, is that story of him helping provide for his sister and that side of, like, is that going to be a running theme, or is it just something that they needed to showcase of like, okay, they're not getting any money and that'll play into something later, but really we need them to do stuff before they get together.
Yeah.
Like, it's same with Bucky's date and stuff like that. Like, they need them to be doing stuff so they can set up their backstory right now, so that when they get together, I don't know. I wish they just at least they got together like at the end of the episode, so we can be like, okay, it's finally happening, instead of being like, well, who knows if they're gonna meet up in the next episode or not, or they're gonna meet up in like episode 5 and then final battle. It's all right. Oh, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Let's go win, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the third act of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
When Harry shows up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now we got something going on. We didn't like each other throughout the whole movie, and now we're a team. I preferred the Bucky story in this episode.
Yeah,
I would watch the series of him dealing with, making amends for the people he killed and the PTSD that he's suffering.
Yeah,
versus like the Bubba Gump shrimp with Falcon.
Absolutely. Until they get together, like it'll be, I don't know. I think it's good to see like he's still dealing with all this stuff.
Well, he said that in Civil War when it's revealed that he took out Tony's parents. And he says, like, do you even remember them? And he's just like, I remember every single one.
Yeah. Which has to, like, weigh a lot on him.
I did see this, though. I want to see your feelings on... It's related. We always talk about how you have adaptations and people taking the characters and taking liberties with the stuff that they do. But there's, I guess, an interview with one of the co-creators of The Winter Soldier talking about like the series. And I'll read you his comments, and I'm wondering if he's trying to fish for something more than what he's letting on here. So he was asked about this is Ed Brubaker. He says he has mixed feelings about the show. He says, everyone at Marvel Studios that I've ever met, all the way up to Kevin Feige, have been nothing but kind to me. But at the same time, for the most part of all I've gotten for creating the Winter Soldier and his storyline is a thanks here or there, and over the years it's become harder and harder to live with. Does that sound like someone who's just looking for a bigger payday or more input?
I'd say, I don't know that.
This is mixed feelings, and maybe it'll always be like that, but I sure hope not. Work for hire work is what it is, and I'm honestly thrilled to have co-created something that's become such a big part of pulp culture. I have a great life as a writer, and much of it is because of Cap and Winter Soldier bringing so much readers to my work. But also, I can't deny feeling a bit sick to my stomach sometimes when my inbox fills up with people wanting comments on the show.
I don't know.
So if you're not like the Steve Ditko or the Stan Lee, where it's your job to create stuff, you're hired. It's like, hey, you make this, like you're hired for a run of the book. You make a character, it does well, and your time comes and you go, and then they decide to adapt it later. I don't necessarily think it's within the company that owns the character's right to not go their own way. Like, I think they can do what they want.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
and give you credit for making them.
Exactly.
But not to say, hey, we're gonna write this show and you created the character. Would your character do this?
And especially if it was, I don't know, like, I think it would also depend on how big their run was, right? If it was a character that was just had like a 6 comic series and that was kind of it, be like, all right, well, if we're not using anything from that specific storyline or that series, then it's like, all right, we're using his character, but it's a whole new story. And if they are using it from that story, be like, oh, maybe you could ask them some stuff early on, but I mean, at the end of the day, the comics and the movies are only slightly similar to each other, right? There's always things people like, well, that's not how it happened in the comics, but like I mean, isn't that the point sometimes?
Yeah. I'm a very big proponent of, you can take the character, nail the origin, keep it within the realm of believability of like the tone of the character, or like the nature of the character. Like, biggest point would be Batman. If Batman doesn't kill, you don't have a movie where he gets there like with a Tommy gun and unloads on a room full of people, or even like when everyone lost their mind after Man of Steel when Superman killed Zod.
Yeah,
and they said Superman wouldn't do that. Like, then don't make those choices. But if it's, you have Bucky in the Winter Soldier, and they nail everything, like was him. He died, and he was believed to have died in World War II, like when Cap. But same thing, he went on ice. Hydra did whatever, created him as an agent of Hydra. And after that, if they want to tell a story after all that's been established and keep in line with that, even though it's now something else, I think that's fair game. And especially
I think it's fair game for sure.
If they own the character and they give you credit as the creator of said character, I think that's more than enough. And then you get credit as, like, based on character created by yada yada yada, and then also has and thanks to this guy in the end credits. Yeah, that's more than enough. That's more than what Bill Finger got when he co-created Batman. It wasn't until well after his death that he finally get credit for it.
Oh, he got the Bill Finger, all right.
There's the finger, and then there's the Bill Finger.
At least he didn't get the shaft all right.
The William Shaft. I don't know, is there William Shaft? We'll look it up.
Billy Shaft.
Billy Shaft Ray. Okay, so we were talking about Mighty Ducks Game Changers, which comes out on Friday, and Entertainment Weekly gave an exclusive look at some of the returning Ducks 75 years after the first movie. No, this is only 30 years.
Only
30 years. 20 years. 20, 25. Was it 90?
91?
5?
6?
No. It was before the actual Ducks existed.
98?
the Ducks game was in 2002. No, not 2002. That's even 92. Hold on.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks is 92.
Yeah, okay, so then
And then
the actual,
94, and then 96.
so then 90, yeah. Yeah, so we have, who do we have here? We got Fulton Reed, Guy Germain, Connie, last name is Connie Giroux. Whew.
From Connie Giroux from...
No, that was Julie the Cat.
Oh, that was Julie the Cat, sorry.
From Bangor, Maine.
From Bangor.
We have Banksy, Adam Banks, Kenny Wu, Kenny Wu, and Averman. And as you and I were discussing, as oh dear Lord, how times have not been kind to these people.
They really haven't. Adam Banks really is the...
They couldn't put Emilio on skates in the photo either.
I was just thinking that too. I'm like, okay, he's already so much shorter than these people.
Yeah.
Like, give him skates and have them all standing in, like, shoes. But nope, they went the complete opposite way. Hey, you're short. How can we make you at least go up to their shoulders? Oh, we can't? Okay, well, we'll just make sure that everyone's well above your shoulders.
Yeah. And like the funny thing is, like, if only these ones were available, what were the other ones doing?
Well, Charlie Conway's way too big for this, I'm sure.
I'm thinking like,
isn't Goldberg in jail or something?
He's recovering from crack addiction.
So he probably just didn't want to remember his time.
Luis Mendoza no longer acts.
Yeah, I mean, do these six like I don't know. I don't think this picture. Man. I don't think this picture is a oh, where are they now? Like, it's just oh, hey, look, we have some of the old crew. And
in defense of Mr. Reed, he just did come off Daredevil not that long ago.
Fair.
But still, that was a couple years
ago. The whole no longer acting really isn't I don't think that's a requisite for being in this picture.
Adam Banks looks like he's seen some shit.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I'm pretty sure Averman is the guy that works in the
skate shop
section, lumber section of the local Home Depot. They'll get you a good deal on some 2x4s. And yeah, Kenny Wu looks tough too.
Yeah, he looks pretty like grizzled.
Yeah,
just hardened through experience.
Guy Germain just looks like he just smoked some of the good stuff. And Connie's just coming from the PTA meeting.
Yeah.
So you're checking it out on Friday, or is it one of those things you will, like, if I got nothing else, I'll catch up on that?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm going to watch it. I'm not staying up till 3 a.m. or anything to watch it, but I'm sure that, I'll get home at 8 or whatever. And if I do end up staying up for Winter Soldier again, which is unlikely, but if I don't do that, then I'll watch Winter Soldier, and then at that point it's going to be if I have time. This is going to be a series or another movie?
It's a series.
Okay.
It's a series. This one has got 10 episodes.
I feel like it might almost be worth it to just hold off and binge, but I don't know. I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm going to watch this. I'm gonna watch it either to just bash it in the future.
We had 3 episodes of this podcast about these movies.
Like we're clearly invested.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll watch it. I don't know if it's gonna be I gotta make sure I watch it on the Friday so I don't get spoiled or anything. So yeah, it might just be some evening when there's no other new thing or no hockey game or no basketball game, then all right, I might as well turn it on. But
aside from the missing Ducks, the one question I have about this picture of these six wearing these jerseys is, are they going to wear them in the actual episode? And if so, why are they now 20 plus years older with new jerseys that would not have fit them as children, and their children jerseys would not fit them now?
Yeah, like they were specially made for them,
Yeah, like
or custom made, custom
yeah,
faded.
custom faded. Because I think if you watch the trailers and spots for this, is that the powerhouse ducks that is the new ducks in this series don't have that look. So it's not like you're just going to go to the pro shop and pick up one and put banks on the back.
These people are in the show? Is that what this is for?
I think so.
I thought this was just a photo op. Like, oh hey, look, there's some of these old ducks and Emilio Estevez is here. Like, let's see how much of the old crew we can get together just to hype up the show. But like, they can't have a prominent role, right? It's
probably like a one.
It's like they'll like the worst thing they could have done is the whole team being made up of these guys as children.
Yeah, that would be
right. I'm actually surprised they didn't go that way, because it seems to be the way most things like this go. And then you'd have the older ducks in the stands and all that kind of stuff. But like, I don't know how they would bring these people back.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't know. Yeah, like the cringy stuff would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring Mendoza back because he's gonna teach so and so how to skate. I'm gonna bring Fulton Reed back because there's a guy that can't control his shot, and it's just gonna be the same characters, but instead of Emilio Estevez teaching them all these tricks, it's gonna be the person who figured it out or who learned it earlier teaching the younger version of themselves, pretty much. But it doesn't seem, I don't know, I only watched that first trailer when it came out. I don't know if there have been more.
I haven't watched it either. I think there's been at least one more.
Yeah, and if that one had more insight into what Averman's doing back in town, I don't really know.
Noticed he's in shorts.
Yeah.
Cargo shorts with what looks to be some sort of tights or long socks underneath.
Yeah, it's probably just long socks.
All right. Why are you wearing shorts in Minnesota? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, inside the arena, it's not too bad.
I guess. I suppose. So, this month is ending, and as is the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., or as everyone's saying, Death of Mario. So that is all the limited edition anniversary, which is games and merch, is all being pulled from the stores. I think we talked about this before, maybe not necessarily on the show.
Yeah, I think. Well, we talked about.
Is this like something that is going to be a thing for now on? Limited time runs of purchasable products, like a video game and toys. Like usually those things last a lot longer than, what is this?
6 months or something, right?
6 months, yeah. Like I understand like something, a tie-in to a movie. The movie eventually is out of theaters, but the toys still stick around until like the next movie comes out.
Yeah, I mean, or just stick around until they sell out.
Yeah,
right?
like this is.
It seems like they're just going to be like, all right, April 1st, everything's gone.
But this is like a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that Nintendo did.
I don't know, like I
did digital too.
Yeah, like I don't think so. I don't think it's just going to be a death of, and like I don't think that it's going to become the norm. Just because it's like, this was I don't know why 35 was such a big year, but if they do it every 5 years, I don't know, that would be fine. But I don't think it's going to be a common theme among other stuff too, right? I don't think there's going to be like a Mortal Kombat anniversary,
You
with
think
like
it's just gonna be
special characters.
outside of Nintendo? It's not gonna happen. You think Nintendo continues to do this?
I
Probably.
don't really know who they like would do it for other than Mario though.
Well,
Like
that's what I mean. Like
they
just
yeah,
the
like
next Mario event, like 40 years will
40 years.
release
Yeah, I mean, even if they do it, I think 40
36th anniversary.
I don't think they'll do anything if it's not a 5 or a 0.
I just like
Unless
when you
they're trying to hype up a new system or a new game.
like I didn't understand it. I didn't think they were gonna pull like maybe if you had a limited edition, was it Mario All Stars packaging or something like that. Once it's gone, it's gone. But like
Yeah.
to pull the game itself from digital markets to me,
But
just,
that's
do
only
you-
to
do you not
purchase,
wanna make
right?
money? Yeah,
But like that's yeah, and so it's just a if you've already purchased it, then you get to continue to play it, which is nice. Um, but I think it might just be one of those things where yeah, like especially for digital, it doesn't really make sense because it's not like they're having to pay for packaging costs and manufacturing of like physical goods or anything like that. It's a file that they're hosting, really. Um, and it probably doesn't cost them that much, but they probably noticed a like pretty steep decline in digital, like in the purchase of Mario All Stars in the last 6 months, right? When it first came out, everyone wanted to get it. Maybe for the first 1 or 2 months, they were like, "Oh, we better get this because it's not going to be here forever." And yeah, like honestly, if I probably like I forgot about the fact that it was going away.
yeah. I just keep seeing
Until
the
recently.
like the Twitter ads and
Yeah,
like get
and
it
so
while it's hot.
I don't think that I don't think that they're really going to be losing too much money on not
I
having it
guess
around.
I guess the question would be is if they see a big drive in sales leading up to next Thursday, as of this taping, um, then maybe it's something they continue.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how big it would be. I feel like it's one of those things that if you were interested in getting it, you probably would have gotten it already. But I don't know because it's not the same as like a brand new Mario game or a brand new Zelda game or a Mario Kart game, right? Like there are still very very many new Nintendo Switch owners, right? Every month it's like, oh, this is the best month that Nintendo sales have had and all this stuff. And the games most people are getting are the main ones, right? They're getting Mario Odyssey, they're getting Super Mario Kart, um, maybe new Super Mario Brothers, stuff like that. But like, it's not that easy to find a copy of Harms out there. Um, so for them, it's probably like, well, as long as we keep the main ones there, people will continue to buy it. And Bowser's Fury was that the wait? Well, it was Mario All Stars, and then Bowser's Fury was like the expansion pack kind of thing.
No, that was Mario like 3D World. And
Oh, okay, 3D
Bowser's,
World, yeah.
Same but different.
Yeah. But yeah, something like that. Maybe they're just like, yeah, it's fine. The people are gonna get if they don't have this, they're still gonna get new Super Mario Brothers, or they're gonna get Mario Odyssey or Mario Kart or Mario Party or any of their other properties.
You know what you do? Put them together. Mario Kartasy.
Mario Courtesy.
It's kart driving in space.
I heard Hot Wheels was doing a Rainbow Road
I saw that.
track.
It
Looks pretty cool.
yeah, it looks kind of like Rainbow Road.
Yeah, kind of.
There's sides, so
yeah.
that's like
Well,
I guess it depends on the version of Mario of Rainbow
yeah,
Road,
exactly.
then.
Because like Mario 64, Rainbow Road had sides.
Was it the Mario on the Wii that didn't?
Mario Kart
on the Wii.
on the SNES did not. which was the worst. It's actually my nightmare nightmare track. Um, I can't remember on the Wii so much. 64 definitely had the rails.
Does the Switch one have it? Because there's multiple Rainbow Roads on there.
Yeah, the Switch has it. Oh, actually,
Uh-oh.
yeah, no, I'm sure the Switch one has it. It was that one and the Donkey Kong one that was always the. They were the two annoying ones.
Because Donkey Kong one had like the brief. Was it the one? Did they have the like the mushrooms you had to bounce off of?
That was part of it. But no, that was another one. But the thing with the Donkey Kong track was there was multiple routes to go, and if you took the wrong way, it took longer for no real reason. So you had to just know the actual like fastest way to go.
It's a Castle Run.
Yes, yes. It was the whole thing was 13 parsecs, but if you were fast enough, you could do it in 12. if you took the right way, you could do it in 12.
Yeah, that's the only way. So we always talk about long delayed sequels. Now, Face Off, the brilliant film with Nick Cage and John Travolta, apparently is getting a sequel. Now, everyone thought it was getting a reboot, but it sounds like no, it is a very good chance that this is going to be a sequel, which, again, how do you do a sequel?
I know.
One of the characters dies.
Well, they're gonna do this
again.
No, they're gonna do the thing where it's like their kids are now facing off against each other. Like, stop doing that.
Yeah, because like the director of this new one basically was quoted saying, "To me, Face Off isn't about a procedure or anything like that. It's not about the world that these characters exist in. It's about Sean Archer and Castor Troy. That's what this movie's about. It's the continuation of that story. It's hard to talk about the other than that this is, to me, the definitive continuation of that saga." So, they're coming back, apparently. Maybe, possibly.
Maybe.
This was peak Cage's caginess, was it not?
Yes, it was.
Because it was this and the Rock. Was it
the
Rock
Rock?
first?
No. Yeah, The Rock, then this.
Deep dive into Cage, and then Con Air.
Oof.
Those were the three, I think. Nick Cage, what you up to? A lot, apparently.
Yeah, and then that's when it all went downhill. After that, it was. What was the treasure one?
National Treasure.
National Treasure. Yeah,
one and two.
Haven't seen any of them, but
it's fine. Oh no, we were way wrong. So 96 was The Rock, 97 was Con Air, and then later in 97 was Face Off. So, there you go.
Yeah, take that.
And then you had his other ones like Snake Eyes and 8mm. Oh, Gone in 60 Seconds.
That one was not bad.
No, I'll defend that movie. I will defend Gone in 60 Seconds.
I don't remember Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, I think, is, if I remember correctly, it's like one of the like 800 million movies that had something going on at a boxing match. You know, not to be confused with, Ocean's 13.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11 had the boxing. That's the heist was during the boxing match. It was 13. It was actually in a casino and about casino gaming. But I'll watch this. I'll watch Fate if it's got Nicolas Cage and Travolta in it again. I'll watch it.
But like that's the thing, right? It's not like they really need them. They just need their faces.
And their faces off.
And their faces off. And like really, by the time this movie actually comes out, like they could deep fake the whole movie. It wouldn't even matter.
This is true.
Maybe that's what the movie will be. It'll be digital face off. So it's like it's just them making video clips of each other, like deep faking like the other person doing something stupid. That's so easy. Why don't they make a movie like that?
Because reasons. It's still a very gray area about deep faking when it comes to laws and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it seems like you can do it, but you also cannot do it.
I think it depends on what it is. Like I think you can like you can do it if you're like spoofing, right? Like if we put our faces on Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, and then just use our faces and the exact same words and all that kind of stuff, like I think that's one thing. But then if you fabricate a actual scene, or say that, well, this happened, like if we were doing an interview, and we were like, oh yeah, so and so said this, and here I have some footage of it, but it didn't actually happen, then that's not allowed. So I think it's like, yes, you can if you want to use it, but as long as there's no fake news about it.
Could you make the same argument? Because I think the South Park guys have done a series online with deep fakes, and they use like Trump. They created a character, but it has Trump's face on it. And I've heard like it's not gaining much traction because you're not hearing really about it. I just stumbled upon it on their Instagram account. But then again, it's all parody. It's all like nothing in it.
Yeah, like does anyone see that?
Except for the character's face, the faces are actual people.
Yeah, but like, does anyone see that and think, "Oh my God, Trump actually said that," or they know that it's a show, like it's a parody,
Yeah, it's very, very produced to look like it's a show. It just happens the character has Trump's face.
Yeah.
But who knows? In this day and age, people believe anything they see on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of dumb people out there.
Some dumb or geniuses. Because this article I saw today is that coming up, the Pentagon is going to be releasing a report that will detail a lot of unexplained or difficult to explain UFO sightings. And already people are not believing it because it's coming from the government.
Of course.
So I saw a lot of people saying, like, it's funny when the government says there's no UFOs. People are like, they're covering it up. Now, when the government says we have stuff we can't explain that are UFOs, people are saying, you guys are liars.
Yeah. You guys are just trying to get in on the hype train.
The hype train that's been going on since, what, the 50s?
50s, 60s, yeah.
You think there's UFOs? Aliens?
Like, I don't think there are aliens. Like, UFOs are just unidentified flying objects. So,
okay.
Yeah, if they...
Do you think there are flying saucers or other aircraft not of this world entering our atmosphere?
No.
And being captured?
That is a hard no, like, just for so many reasons. Like, physics. Physics and science.
If space is truly endless, is there not a possibility there are other kinds of living beings similar to us? Like the multiverse theory?
That potentially, yes, but
not close enough to travel here.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is the closest star system to us is Alpha Centauri, and it is 4 light years away or something, 3.6 or 4.6 or something like that, light years away. So traveling at the speed of light, it would take someone 4 years, a ship traveling at the speed of light 4 years to get from there to here. Which,
what if they have a hyperdrive?
But like, that's the thing, is there's a lot of science fiction, but we like that it doesn't
Science
exist. Like,
fact.
no, like that's the thing. You can like actually cannot. You could like I'll like argue this forever. Like you can't go faster than the speed of light, and so that's it. Like that's science fact. All the other stuff is cool. It's fun to talk about light speed and hyperspeed and hyperdrives and all this kind of stuff. But like, no, you know, it's not happening.
So if
So
if dinosaurs existed 75 million years ago, and at that time, in some cosmos out there, life like this existed then, you don't see it over time with evolution that something could have possibly been invented to travel at that speed over 75 million years.
yeah, no, there's potential. Like there's the universe is if life was on the same path as we are on now, and it started 13.6 billion years ago, and they had 13.6 billion years to figure out how to, travel as fast as the fastest thing ever. Um, then yeah, there's potential, but it's also I don't know. I was watching this video a while ago, and just about how um, people say that, well, there's so many different worlds and so many universes and or so many galaxies with so many stars with so many planets, you know, going around those stars and those galaxies and stuff like that. Like the chance of the chance of another life form, it has to be there. But the argument that that video was making was we don't have any proof that how our planet evolved is the same as every other planet.
Yeah, because we
right.
are
We don't have
distance from the sun, right?
Yeah, but that's just
planet.
like a lot of things had to happen right
Variables, yeah.
for like humans to evolve, right? And we don't know
Right,
that
yeah.
that is the only path. But that being said, there are, more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. So, yeah, like there's a really good possibility, but it's also, just as likely that we're an anomaly. Because, like,
Yeah.
Mars is, you know, potentially in that same sort of habitable zone that
But isn't
we
it
are
too
in.
cold?
It is, but it used to be like it used to have water and all this stuff, and Venus is all gaseous.
Just a lot of
But
people farting on there. That's what it
it's
was.
true. It's too many
It's all
people
methane.
actually.
It's all the
Um,
cows.
but yeah, like I mean, just because there's a planet in that habitable zone or the Goldilocks zone, whatever they call it, um, it doesn't mean that it will always evolve the way that we did, because so many things have to happen in the exact way. Like so many things had to happen for us to be here. And for that same like for those same sort of events to happen again is, obviously unlikely. And for it to happen on a planet that is, 93 million miles away from the sun, from like the star that it's orbiting and all that kind of stuff. It's just there's a lot of unlikeliness as well as a lot of, well, we can't, the chances of us being a one in, I don't know, a number that doesn't exist, um chance that happens, like I don't know, maybe not, but
So
also
you're
if it did
telling me there's a
happen
chance.
there, if it did happen, and even if there was another one, like for them to have evolved, if they're going at the same pace we are, like we can't travel. We're barely traveling at, like, I don't even know how fast the Voyager shuttle is traveling, and it's like going the fastest anything's ever gone, any man-made thing is gone. and it's not even close to the distance of Alpha Centauri, and it's been going for like 40 years or something like that, 50 years. So yeah, I when it comes to alien forms of transportation in our atmosphere, I would say that I am firmly on the side of I don't think they exist, but I wish they did because that would be cool.
And for those reasons, you're out.
Yeah.
The Mark Cuban. And also Dwight. Well, way to damper my hopes of being abducted this evening, but okay.
Hey, man, you want to talk about science fact? If we go back into science fiction, I'm all into it, but
No,
you know,
I'm just
yeah.
curious. So what do you think Area 51's all about?
Like they're probably hiding something there. I don't think it's an alien. I mean, I would bet just all the money I had and all the things that I had that it wasn't an alien.
I guess it depends on your definition of alien, because anyone who comes to a place where they're not supposed to be there's defined as an alien.
Well, they're...
You mean extraterrestrial?
Yeah.
Although there's a belief that octopi and squid are extraterrestrial, because nothing of them actually mirrors anything on this planet, of their whole DNA makeup and everything. The belief is that there was an organism that came over and hit like on an asteroid or something, and it just over time evolved into what they are now. Some alien type DNA.
Maybe, but
microorganisms.
I mean, everything had to come from somewhere, right? The bacteria that initially landed on Earth came from some sort of rock that hit the Earth.
Everyone has
some symbiote, symbiote
from the 80s that binds, and when it really binds, it's hard to unbind. Yes, that is a line from a $400 million movie. Don't let that get on you. It's some sort of symbiote. And when it binds, it can be hard to unbind.
So
thanks,
bad.
Doc. And yet, no, it's bad. It's good to say, and yet good, but no. Chris Columbus said that there is a R-rated version of Mrs. Doubtfire out there.
Yeah, well, with
that's
a bunch
a version
of different
I need
rateds, right?
Yes, there is a PG-13. No, sorry, PG, a PG-13, an R-rated, and an N-17. I need to see all of those movies.
I mean, especially the R-rated one, and that was just because Robin Williams was ad-libbing a bunch, and they were like, "Well, can't use that scene anymore." Whoops! All right, let's run it back. And Robin, if you could just not say it like that, if you could just say the exact same sentence, but take out the profanity, like we'd be right there.
Let's just walk it back a bit.
Yeah, walk it back about 3 rating grades.
Yeah, right here where you said motherfucker, you want to take that out and just say mother.
Yeah. Or, if you wanted to say monkey fighting, that's fine. Monday to Friday, that totally works too. Just not the other one.
Yeah. Now, let's from the top, people. Let's go again. But that's Robin. Like, he improvised so much with Aladdin. That's just why we ended up with like 800 celebrity impressions. All of which, at the time, I'm sure we knew nothing of because we were young.
Yeah, we were... Oh, young and naive, Michelle and Corey. We're like, oh my God, he's dressed like a grandma.
Oh, what?
Although, to be fair, we were already probably watching Delirious, so I don't know. Maybe not so young and naive.
Young, yes.
Young, yeah.
Naive to think that we were allowed to watch it.
There you go. We'll stick with that.
We brought it back. I would say, to this day, there's only two individuals' deaths that really rocked my world in it. One was him, the other was Harold Ramis. Just because of my affection to Ghostbusters. And with Robin, is like, that's like you learn that there are rich people who seem to have it all going on actually don't.
Yeah.
Chris Farley too was up there. I told you I watched that documentary on him, eh?
No.
One of them. Yeah, that was my first like experience of saying, "Oh wow, there's somebody that I like who died at a young age over something known as drugs." At the time, I knew no idea.
That was the young and naive Corey.
Yeah. Let's go back to more Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah. That's when it was just STDs that we're getting at.
Yeah, the naive. Oh, you can make fun of people who are gay?
Yeah.
You can use derogatory terms about other cultures and races, cultures, women? Ha ha!
Don't laugh too loud, though, because we'll get in trouble.
Just...
I mean, as we should, but just we don't want to.
I do have a very, very, very strong suspicion that we're at a tipping point where we're going to go way too far. And then...
me and you?
No, like society.
We as a society, okay,
to like censorship and things like that and the canceling of stuff, that we're going to go so far that either A, we'll never be able to go back, or it's just going to go right back to the way it was. Like,
I don't know.
The bad times.
I think that...
Like, I saw somewhere that they're actually doing a graduation that's going to be separated by race, gender, and like wages, like your wealth. That's how they're going to separate the school director. I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't think it really mattered, but we delve down here. I'll see if I can find it again.
That's a super. I think that there's a
segregation is coming again.
Like, I don't know. I think that there's just a big difference between what people are calling like cancel culture, like canceling everything, or at least in the sense that when it comes to canceling people, that it's more so just like holding people accountable. And I think that's a whole different thing, right? You can hold someone accountable for being a bad person and doing a bad thing, and that doesn't mean that you're canceling them. You're trying to cancel their bad actions. But I don't think that that's the same thing as just being like, I don't like so and so because of no real reason, and we're going to do everything we can to get rid of them.
Columbia University is holding separate student graduation ceremonies based on race, income, and sexual orientation.
I don't know. I don't know. That seems like it's not going to end up happening that way.
It says they're holding a main one, but also separate smaller ceremonies celebrating individual communities, but those are voluntary. So it's like you can partake in the main one, or you can do these smaller ones.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's different than being like girls and boys have to be in separate graduations.
Yeah, but if you're doing this, it's going to start. Like, if it's offered, then it's going to become the norm, and then
I think it'll get called back though, because it's going to be similar to that like one school that gave parents the option of now I got to think about what it was. It was giving parents the option to have their kids learn about Black History Month. And then I don't know, they ended up dialing that back. But yeah, I think it's like, if it's an option, yeah, people might take it, but at the end of the day, I don't think that it's going to be as big as, like, I don't think it's going to catch on at all.
I know, like, we're canceling stuff, and I say cancel in quotes, obviously. Yeah, based on the time that they came out, based on now it's based on somebody liking something that people don't agree with, and association with people who may have said something at certain points. Eventually, they're going to come into your head, and you're going to be canceled based on your thought process.
Oh, Minority Report action.
Yeah, that's
But, like,
where it seems to be going. Because,
But
like,
that's what we wanted. When we saw Minority Report, I dare anyone that saw Minority Report to be like, this is the future I want. Like, or to not have said that. How, I know you said that, I said that, where we were like, this would be the coolest thing.
I
Like,
just want the
screens and all that kind of
screen.
stuff. Yeah, but that comes with, you know, that sort of
So in order
tracking, I guess.
to have a screen where I can control with my hands, I have to be arrested by a precog.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
If I had known then, what I know now, I would have asked for more money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it is. Like, I was gonna maybe save this for, but how long until The Office is canceled, and not like canceled, not airing anymore, until somebody watches it and sees Michael Scott say something, and they think, you know what, we can't show this on TV anymore, or it has a warning in front of it, like with the old Disney movies. Or is it too profitable for a multimedia corporation that they're just gonna leave it alone?
Yeah, like I think that's part of it too, but
So you can.
I don't know.
You can say racist, misogynistic, and sexist things as long as you make a lot of money for.
No, I don't agree with that. But I think that like there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about, like Friends also, right? Like a lot of stuff wouldn't fly if it got aired right now for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? Like we've agreed to that, I think, and lots of people have said that. Like even Friends, even shows like Fresh Prince, if they were like, they're not gonna air that now, but for them to just have it for people to watch, or for people to rewatch, like I don't think Fresh Prince is going anywhere. I don't think Friends is going anywhere. I don't think The Office is going anywhere.
That's it. All it takes is one complaint.
Does it though? Because I'm pretty sure that there have been plenty of complaints about.
They wanted to have Gone with the Wind got pulled.
Yeah,
and then got put back up with a disclaimer. So how long to The Office or something that gets pulled without?
I don't know. That's another one that's another one where I would put a lot of money saying that it's not happening with The Office, because I think that most normal people who have like a little bit of a brain would realize that it's a parody. It's it's not a show based in reality. And yeah,
but you can say that with anything that's not based in reality. If they have one thing that's not realistic in it, but people still want to go on. Like if you're saying that you are going to pull a book by Dr. Seuss because it contains quote unquote racist imagery and everything in it is fictitious.
Yeah, but the people who said that were the publishers of the book.
No, I'm not using.
Yeah, like I think that's a very poor example, because that was just a thing where they were like, we're just not going to make them anymore. If you have one, we're not going to take it from you. And if you see it on the shelves, you can still buy it, but we're not making any more of them. And I think that's the same thing with The Office. Like it's on Netflix. No one's forcing you to watch it, or it's on.
No one's forcing you to do anything, but they're still pulling stuff and they're still removing. Like someone says something on Twitter, I'm not following them, but they're now kicked off Twitter because people got in an uproar. I didn't see it. I heard the story. But are we taking it as in Michael Scott's an idiot, so he says stupid things, so therefore the stupid public needs to just go along with the ride and know this is not real? Or what if he was not a stupid character? What if he was a well-educated character who just says things because he says it? Would it then be pulled off the air?
Well, maybe. I think some sort of context matters, but I think that like it's definitely one of those sign of the times things, but I think that there's a big difference between rehashing things like slavery, and especially now when there's just a lot of race issues happening, versus versus outing someone, or uh, what's the thing that
Well, even diversity,
happens in
diversity day
Day?
is diversity day is all about it. When he was making fun of Kelly,
yeah, like,
or then like the with Pam's thing about driving, like racial stereotypes about certain people driving. Say I don't believe this, but this is clearly a stereotype. Or Kevin with I think you do, man. Do you want to get high? No. I think you do, man.
I think you do, man. That one's too good. But no, I don't think that it's going to happen with The Office. Just like it hasn't and won't happen with Friends.
I would say if I had to pick the two, I would pick The Office over Friends. Half the stuff in Friends I don't like. People have mentioned I'd never noticed. I still don't notice when I watch it.
Oh, yeah, like if you were to say one of them was going to go, yeah, like but it's all it's that stuff that it's just
because a lot of stuff in The Office is deliberate.
Yeah, and Friends is just it's things that whatever maybe at the time they didn't know about. I'm sure they knew about it, but it was funnier then.
Like, I don't think we're going to be watching anytime soon the 40-Year-Old Virgin on TV, and they're going to have, how I know you're gay?
Yeah, I don't think
playing on that.
Like, that's not going to be on TV anytime soon. But like, that's been that way for a long time, having censored.
No, I think
not censored, but
even uncensored scenes, they'll edit it for time.
Yeah, exactly.
But they'll keep everything else in the movie.
Yeah, like that's what I mean is that they'll always have that excuse of edited for time to take out certain scenes, especially ones that like really like that scene is purely meant for humor. It adds nothing to the actual story, right? So they can easily get away with just being like, "Oh yeah, we didn't have time for that. We had to cut it to whatever." 2 hours with commercials.
Although it is probably one of the best scenes in the movie.
Absolutely. And that's why we don't watch movies on TV anymore.
Although, like AMC shows like the same 5 or 6 movies every weekend. It seems to be Ghostbusters 2. Groundhog Day was on again today. And then all the Jurassic Parks.
Are you sure it was on again today?
It never stopped playing.
Yeah, maybe it was just today.
Oh, God. I'm still in a time loop.
I'm living it.
I've heard people argue that Groundhog Day is not a time loop movie, but rather a time travel movie.
How's that work?
I guess just because you're going back in time to the same day rather than just repeating the same day, because you can change the stuff that happens during the same day, that same 24-hour time period.
Yeah.
So I guess loop in the sense that you're stuck, but time travel because you go from point A to point B back to point A and then continue to change the day over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Rather is like a loop would be doing the same thing over.
But it's not really. It's changing. One event that happens in the day each time, right?
Yeah, you're changing. You can literally not get out of bed, or you can get out of bed, shoot 14 people, go on a high-speed chase, rob a bank, and then wake up the next day and do something completely different. I guess it's like in the Truman Show. Truman revolves around, aimlessly on his own, but everyone that's an extra runs in a loop parallel to what he's doing.
Is that kind of it's kind of like the opposite premise of that new Ryan Reynolds movie that's coming out?
Free Guy? Is that what it is?
Free, yeah, where he's the NPC that is just like going around in a loop doing his own thing, or like they have to do certain things just because they don't have control. I don't know. That seems like an interesting idea.
It's like if you were like one of the aimless,
one of the
Smiths
extras
in the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. You're just the lady in red walking down the sidewalk over and over again.
Someone was talking about that. I can't remember what I was listening to, but they're talking about the dinner scene with Cyrus and Agent Smith talking about the steak. You know, like
And he's just like, he's like, I don't care if this is real, or I don't care if
like
this is fake. Like,
I know it's not real, but like in here, I'm like programmed to know that this has taste to it. And I'm going to taste the steak when I bite into it, but I know that it's not real. I feel that is like us now, and this never-ending pandemic is like we know we have a life to live, but we can't do it. Right?
well, we could if people smartened up, but I mean, like it's it's the case of a few small people ruining it for everyone else. But hey, whatever. If they want to be dumb and do that stuff, like that's not. It's annoying, but we can't really do anything about it until they do something about it.
If we vaccinate or some other word that rhymes with vaccinate. I would do this quickly. I did this with Ryan like the last time we did a show where you weren't here. But I got some overrated, underrated movies. I'll pick your brain now that we've had some time in between. So what do you think? Overrated, underrated Black Panther. We're years removed out for it now. What do you think?
Oh, like I have to choose one or the other? I don't think it's overrated, but I don't think it's underrated either. I think it's a very good movie. I think it got a lot of hype early on.
Say overrated, underrated. We also have the caveat of just like it's appreciated enough.
Yeah, like wait, and is it like to me? Is it overrated, or underrated, or
yes,
is it like
not just to society?
Oh, to me, I think that it was a fantastic movie. I had a lot of fun, and I know that there was a lot of hype early on for it, but I think it lived up to most of it. Not the best Marvel movie, but aside from the ending fight scene, I thought it was definitely in the like. How many Marvel movies were there? 22?
Something like
that. I'd say definitely top 10 for that. So definitely in the top half. So if I choose one or the other, then it would be underrated. But I think that it's good.
You're wrong. It's overrated. Wizard of Oz. Overrated or underrated? I'd say for the time, technical, like genius, like there was a gold standard.
Yeah.
I don't think it is as great as people tend to say that it is.
I think the story, I think the going from black and white to color is like cool. And the story seems fine, like girl in a concussion, like girl gets a concussion, starts dreaming in Technicolor, and dreams
so
about.
If she did not bump her head, did she just live life in sepia tone?
I guess. But
do they ever
we're
to believe in as a viewer?
That other than Follow the Yellow Brick Road, do they ever make a reference that she's like, hey, I'm in color now?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. So I think for her, it's not like, yeah, if she didn't bump her head, it's not like she would be like, oh, damn it, I'm all sepia for the rest of my life now.
Damn this sepia.
Yeah, man, I can't wash this sepia off.
I will say this though. Look at the scarecrow in the poster. Let's just
yeah. It suits him.
Us. Overrated, underrated.
I'd say underrated. I thought it was just such a good movie. I thought it was a good premise, and I thought that, even with all its faults, like it's a really good everything wrong with video.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like,
wrong.
How does this make sense? Which is, it's totally true. But I think like the acting was great, and I thought the movie was really, really good. I watched it again recently actually, and I was still like, yes, This is a good one that I enjoyed the first time, and subsequent times that I've watched it.
Twice. Subsequent time. I like Get Out better.
Yeah, well, okay, but like, see, that's where the thing. Yeah, I thought Get Out was better too, but you know, if there was a
I didn't care for it.
yeah, if there was a this or that movie instead of underrated or
Oh,
overrated,
don't
then that
worry.
would be different. I would have chosen
The
Get
next
Out,
I
but
have a this or that, but I'm saving that one for when Ryan's back.
yeah, but like, yeah, I think that Us was a very good movie.
Force
What do we
Awakens.
got there? Force Awakens.
I overrated.
See, I
I
liked
th-
it. I liked
I
it for
didn't
a
say I
lot
didn't
of
like it.
reasons.
I just think it's like with Wonder
See, I
Woman.
don't.
I
Yeah, see,
left
this is
thinking
where I don't
this
understand.
was
Like, I thought it
great.
was if it was a
You can say it is appreciated enough. Like you can say like, do
no, because
people
like
hold it in a higher regard than you?
I think that it like I think there's a case to be made for both because there's the side that wanted something different from A New Hope and got the exact same movie and said it wasn't different enough, and then there was a side that said it was too similar. And but then there's lots of people that loved A New Hope and was like, yes, this is perfect because it's so similar. But then when they went the opposite way and made everything really different, people were like, well, we don't like this either. So like I enjoyed Force Awakens the best out of all three of the new ones. And so in that sense, I would say that it's underrated, but like, you know, it's definitely not in the top half of my Star Wars. Actually, no, it is in the top half, but near the bottom. It's in the middle of the pack for Star Wars movies.
So I would say, since there's 9 movies, it just has to be fourth. To be
It could be fifth. Well, no, I'm also including like Solo and what's that other one?
Rogue One.
Rogue One. That's the one. So it can be fifth or sixth.
Now you're at the bottom of like 10 movies. 11
No,
movies.
of 11.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, if it's fifth.
Yeah, if you get to 6, you're the bottom half.
Yeah.
So we got the first 3. Probably gonna have Rogue One in there, and then this one.
Yeah, I think it would go first 3, Rogue One, and then this one.
Schindler's List.
I mean it's not one that I rewatch several times or ever.
Just gather the
but,
family around and throw in
Yeah,
Schindler's List.
you know, it's like Shawshank. You know, it's not one that you're gonna watch every year or something like that. But
You can, because Shawshank's on TV all the time.
yeah, but again, I
Too
don't
much
watch TV movies, so for me that's a non-issue. But I mean, I don't think you can call it underrated. It's
I think you can.
it's one of the like best regarded movies ever. From
It's actually not as high as you thought. That's I grabbed all these from the like top rated movies, and it's actually pretty low on the top 250.
but like from what, Rotten Tomatoes?
I combined. Rotten
Okay,
Tomatoes,
'cause,
IMDb.
yeah,
'Cause
I was
IMDb
like-
is like all user based. This is went from the critics.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's one of those like iconic movies that's always on a, you know, top X list, but it's you know, on my list of like, yeah, you have to see this once, but I don't think it's you need to watch it all the time. Again, just like Shawshank, it's clearly one of the best movies, but it's also not one where I'm like, oh man, like I got home and I'm tired, I just need to wind down and watch something. I'm not going to throw on Schindler's List or Shawshank. like I'm going to throw on 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's not topping any lists, but it's just something that I can relax to.
I had a hard day. You know what I can watch?
So, I you know what?
As bad as my day was.
Yeah. I know that it's not as bad as this.
Pulp Fiction is another one.
Fantastic movie. I like it a lot. But again, it's also one that I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't really think of it if I'm thinking of like, oh, what movies do I want to watch and stuff, it rarely pops up unless I see something that reminds me of it. So like the episode of Community, I'll
Yeah.
I'll see that and I'm like, oh man, I should really watch Pulp Fiction again. Um, but it's not. It doesn't really come up
Or
on
My Dinner with Andre.
Yeah, I don't watch that one too much. um,
It's that or
oh, and,
My Dinner with Andre or Schindler's List.
As we talk about this, the TSN's doing their thing on Twitter where they're doing, and they're doing gifts. Community again today. Yeah, I just saw.
If there's ever a trend that you want to lose followers, it's
that. Yeah,
it's that.
They haven't lost me yet, but that's annoying.
Soon. Forrest Gump. I've seen it a bunch, and each time I watch it, I enjoy it less.
I haven't. Again, that's another one that I haven't seen in a long time. But
I bet you if you watched it again, you would not enjoy it as much as you
probably
did.
not. But I think that there are. I think it's the times that I remember that are good. I think I would still think that they're just fantastic. And then all the stuff in between, I would probably just be like, oh, I didn't realize how much I didn't like all the filler stuff.
Like, the only thing that I find enjoyable now of Forrest Gump is all the scenes that...
With Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah, it's the stuff that we all, like, make fun of and laugh at.
Yeah.
Like when he, Lieutenant Dan's got new legs.
Lieutenant Dan!
Or when he sees Lieutenant Dan at, like, the docks, he jumps off the boat.
Flies off the ship.
Then the ship just goes crashing the dock. He just, that's my boat. Yeah. Or when he meets Bubba.
I'm sure that if
like, that's the stuff. But
yeah, I'm sure if I was watching it and they were doing that montage of Bubba Gump just naming all the different shrimps, I'd be like, oh, okay, like, is this over yet, or how are we doing this?
We good on time because this has been going long. Yeah. And The Matrix.
Again, I did rewatch The Matrix.
I always mean to keep watching.
A couple of months ago.
I want to watch it again, but then I realized if I watch it again, I gotta watch the other ones.
See, I thought that too, and I just don't. I don't watch the other ones, and or it'll be like I'll have it on, saying that I watched it, but I'm clearly doing.
I liked watching the sequels. Or a sequel, because it's really one movie split into two, right?
Yeah.
That's like the Kill Bill argument. But I love Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith. Just hearing him say Mr. Anderson, like, I'm game every time.
Amazing.
But then I got to watch the shitty CGI and the story I can't follow. Like, each time I watch it, I think I got it, but then they meet with that fucking, like, architect guy, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, see,
all the TV screens. And
I just watched the first one, and I'm like, I'm good only watching that one.
So I'm putting this definitely under.
Yeah, I think it's underrated. Especially, like, it's underrated, especially when you have it, with the rest of the Matrix movies.
Yeah.
It's just like, it gets brought down hard by how bad the other ones are. But the thing is, it like it carries the team, It's if it wasn't for The Matrix 1, like, the series would just be so brutal.
Yeah.
Like how Venom was a obviously bad movie, but without Hardy in it, it would have been way, 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 way worse. And he was the only thing that was, like, good about it, and it wasn't that good of a movie.
It's like you're watching your Marvel Netflix shows, and then Iron Fist comes on.
Yeah.
And you're just like, these were good.
No amount of Iron Fist 2 is going to change that.
It's like, and Yeah, and the second one, like, aside from like the
highway scene.
I was just saying, aside from Superman, it's the highway scene.
Yeah.
And Hugo Weaving, but as we said,
again.
Goodfellas. I say underappreciated because it should have won the fucking Oscar.
I think that's the same with so many movies, though.
Well, it's like this is I think was Scorsese's best movie. He should have won for this movie. It's like when Al Pacino should have won for Godfather, ends up winning for Scent of a Woman.
Who won instead of Goodfellas? Or what one, I guess?
Fuck. You bothered me forever, but you think when you'd ask me that, I would remember off the top of my head. I'm telling you, it's going to be something stupid. No, that's too late.
No. it's too late.
It's too late for that. I was going to say a title, but like I know when like Saving Private Ryan was nominated, it lost to fucking Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, that's... No, thank you.
It was... Hold on. Best Picture. Dead Air. That's always the best. Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, well, underrated in that case. To be fair...
Oh, no, wait. I think, no, they would have been nominated. This came out in 1990, so it would come out in 91. Excuse me.
I was going to say, to be fair, I never saw Driving Miss Daisy, so maybe it's awesome, but I'm going to say probably not.
Just the title alone just says this is craptastic.
That's craptastic.
What is that? What was that from again?
I don't even know. I mean, I'm assuming it's from The Simpsons, but I don't think that it's craptastic. Sounds like something Ralph would say.
That's craptastic. Nah, it sounds too much for Ralph.
Yeah.
Does he even say crap?
Yeah, exactly. So I think he said something else, but...
No, sorry, it was Dances with Wolves.
Nominated
that year was Goodfellas, Godfather Part 3. Why? Ghost, Awakenings, and Dances with Wolves. Which
I didn't see any of those.
Is also the story of Avatar. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've seen this movie a bunch.
I don't think I've seen it, actually.
Oh, no? Well, then
No.
I will answer. Overrated. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But I don't, like... Come on. Like, it was a play first, which a lot of good movies tend to be from something else. But there's better movies. But it's one of those you gotta see before you die type flicks.
Yeah, probably.
So they claim.
So they say.
Yeah, that's one thing that I never got. Like, everyone's like, oh, you know, got all this time in the world now being home with that's one thing I didn't really dive into too much, was watch the movies that I've never seen.
Well, it's like we talked about last time, it's we're saving those for the deathbed.
That's right.
Bring me Schindler's List, please.
Oh, I've seen it. I know I'm dying, but I'm still better off.
Bring on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
You know what? I will watch Bubble Boy. That Jake Gyllenhaal is a gem. Oh yeah, they moved Venom. Now that we're mentioning Venom, the sequel, another pandemic casualty, moved to the fall. Not
I think
coming out in the
that's
summer.
okay.
No one's clamoring for it.
Yeah.
All right. So that is Open Caller for this week. Follow us socially at Open Caller Pod on the social platforms, or watch the live stream or any of our past episodes on YouTube, youtube.com/govnc. For Vishel, I am Corey, reminding you to keep it casual.